Good day. Hey, welcome to the Super Good Camping Podcast, the live stream edition. We're at the Hamilton Adventure Expo, day 2, and we're sitting here with the famous Kevin Callan. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. I'll tell you a fantastic thing that just happened to me 5 minutes ago.
Cool.
So I'm walking over there, and the young kid, maybe in mid-20s, comes up, and he has my old book, Killarney, that I wrote when I was 27 years old, my first book.
Yep.
And he goes, "You signed this to my dad 35 years ago." And he goes, "Can you sign it to me now?" I just did that.
How awesome is that?
That is awesome. And my signature looks the same.
Mine's just scratchier than it used to be. More illegible than it used to be. I'm too lazy to do it. You're speaking today. Nobody's going to know, so we're not letting out secrets. What's your presentation?
My top ultimate canoe routes are trips I've done,
right?
And which is not easy to figure out because I've done a lot.
Done a few,
yeah. So I'm opening it up by saying, well, my ultimate one is the next one I'm going on, which I don't know what it is, but then here's some I would do again. So I've got the Brent run in Algonquin. I've got the Spey River in Scotland. I've got Nova Scotia, Kejimkujik. I've got the Lake Superior, the Bustard Islands, Killarney, all the way around Killarney. The Kejimkujik sturgeon.
Yes. Yep.
I got that loop in there. A whole bunch, actually.
You get around.
I've been around, baby.
Cool. Well, you're one of your travel buddies. We're going to have Andy on the regular podcast at some point down because he's busy with his barrels right now. So, well, cool. How are you enjoying? What's your feeling of the vibe of the show and stuff? Because I've seen you here for yesterday and today.
Yeah. I mean, it's longer this weekend than last year. It was only one day.
Yep.
We'll see if that was a good thing or a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, the weather's terrible today, so nobody's going to go to see my show. But I like the show. It sounds self-interest, whatever, but my sisters all live down here, my mom.
Oh, cool.
And my daughter literally lives up the road.
Right.
So I visit her and I'm visiting my one sister tonight, and I'm going to present in London next. I'm going to see her, visit my mom when I went to the Toronto show nearby. So that's kind of cool. Instead of a hotel. And the other is I grew up in Milton.
No kidding.
Yeah, and my dad actually grew up on the mountain in Hamilton. So it's kind of cool to be here. And actually, if you think about it, my dad grew up here. I grew up near here. And I just signed a book that I signed 35 years ago. It's serendipity or whatever it's called.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like a whole bunch of dots are connecting there. That's pretty cool. I'm sure that if nothing else, well, yeah, because you don't get to see them all that much because you're much farther east of here all the time.
Yeah, I live near Kingston now, and that's a longer drive. I mean, if I present in Ottawa, that's different, or Montreal, but
right.
It's a long drive. And I had a canoe on my vehicle, but that was crazy in that windstorm driving here. But you think about it, I do other shows. I do a lot more shows now because I'm not teaching. So I'm taking gigs like this. I wouldn't call this a gig. This is a lifestyle. But I did the Toronto boat show last weekend.
Right, I saw that.
Yeah, and I got paid to go into their big, huge lake and show how to paddle. And I had about 25 people. Not a big audience. But then those 25 people probably became canoeists after that.
Yeah.
And then I was at the RV show, and I loved it because the Camping with the Coles were there.
Ben and show, yeah.
And they're big there, right?
Yes.
And so everybody's surrounding them, and they're like, hey, come in. I love that. And they filmed it. Go to their YouTube channel and watch the interview with me. And they got me good. I loved it.
Excellent. Yeah, they're sweeties. I dig them big time. So you're presenting like crazy. You're also at, I don't know how many books now. Last time I counted was 18 or something. What are you working on a new book?
Yeah, so the kids' book is the 20th book.
Right.
And I fixed all those issues, so it's Canadian now. And it's selling really well. The kids love it. And I found that out yesterday by all the kids coming. They had read the book and wanted to...
No kidding.
Yeah, and they wanted to show me all the stuff that they learned through it. And that was ultimate.
That's got to be heartfelt. Yeah. Cool.
But I am working on another book, actually. Cliff wanted to do another kids' book.
Right.
But I said, well, give it a break first, because that was a spin. Because the short of it is that it was printed in the United States and then shipped to Canada to be shipped to Canadians. But then the border thing happened and shut it all down. I was losing my shirt. Every time someone here bought a book, I lost one.
because of tariffs and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brutal,
Yeah.
man.
So had to switch that around. I did. I have a garage full of books, which is fine. And but no, so I wanted to do another just story book. So it started off to be river stories, but then I thought, well, there's more stories than just a river trip, and so it's just a bunch of short stories, almost because my favorite reads are Sigurd Olson, Eric Morris, that sort of thing, and I love the storytelling, and I really want to redo that. I would love to do a book that I'm presenting on Toronto. I'm presenting portage-free canoe routes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the publisher won't have anything to do with it because they're saying, well, you already have these guidebooks. Why would we do that? So I thought, well, I'll publish on my own again. But that's really expensive books. I don't think I could afford to do that.
Okay, well, but at the very least, I'm going to come see you because I know you talked about that before, and I went, oh, that's really intriguing because I'm not a big fan of portage. I mean, I like the portages because it gets me farther away from people. My knees, my hips, they're not such big fans of it. So, yeah, that's a cool idea. Well, that's a bummer you can't turn it into a book, though.
Well, I can. I just have to figure out another way to do it. Or I have to convince another publisher. But I do have, through Firefly, they've been publishers since the beginning. Well, Boston Mills was, and then they bought Boston Mills.
Right.
But I'm under contract of first refusal. So
right.
Any idea I have, they look at it first. So
even before you choose to self-publish, they get first refusal. Then when they go no, then you can look at other options or what you do.
Yeah, like once around Algonquin, I knew they wouldn't publish anyway. That's not their style. So
honestly, that's my favorite book of yours. Like I love that story. I'm not Andy's Pain, but I love that story, man. Like it just is.
You hated that trip.
I'm aware.
Yeah, and my memoir, that they wouldn't touch that either. It's not their style to do that. But mind you, I told them I was doing it and waited the 26 days, whatever it is with the contract, and move on. The kids' book, I did try a whole bunch of publishers because they didn't want it. And then they actually did look at it seriously, but they moved on. So Scholastic liked it, but said, no way would a book about a high-anxiety kid going to the wilderness and help him would sell.
I would have thought Scholastic would be all over it.
Yeah.
Like that's a perfect thing because it's different from a lot of when my kids were going to school and we were buying Scholastic books. That wouldn't have been one of their ones, but which is why I think it would probably be a good seller because it's different from the other ones.
Yeah, it was different. So, but then again, I'm at the age, or not age, the stage where, see, Sandy Mowat at CBC Radio, he's Farley Mowat's son, and
right.
a good friend of mine, and he used to be the producer there. And he finally said, start self-publishing if they don't want your idea, because you do all the work anyway. So you think about it, when someone buys top 70 canoe routes, I make 8% royalty if I get that, because I have to chase them for their royalty, right? And if I self-publish, it's 40 to 70% I make, because I own it.
But it's got to be a bunch of outlay in the beginning. Like it's got to be.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of people that say, I want to write a book, Kevin. And I went, well, first of all, write it.
Then worry about the other parts.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, I know you've got a book signing to get to, and we're getting tight on time.
Okay.
Thank you for chat, as always. Appreciate it, and keep doing what you do, man. You're a rock star.
Well, so are you, sir. And it was great to watch the video of Backcountry.
The Jay and Sherry one?
And all of a sudden, hey, I know that person on the rock. It's you.
That was a really fun trip. But it's weather aside, it's always so cool because you do it. It's always so cool to hang with like-minded people, right? Like people that do this.
Yeah, that's why I like the show. Like I do the Toronto show and everything else, and that's fine. But to me, this is my.
Oh, this is a concentrated version of all of that. These are all those people.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, man.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate it. Go do your bike signing.